All right, YouTube. This is Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit, back with another video this Friday morning. I have an interesting topic that I want to discuss with you guys this morning. And it's about the Willie Lynch letter and Willie Lynch syndrome. And if you're not familiar with the Willie Lynch letters or Willie Lynch syndrome, just Google it. A lot of people like to say it's a myth and it's not true. But if you look at the Black experience in America, you can see that it definitely is a factor. And what the Willie Lynch letter dictated was that you can use other slaves to control the majority of the slaves by offering them benefits. You let them work in the house, let them be close to master, and they will keep the other ones in line. They will fight in behalf of the master. They will attack and protect the master as if master is one of their own, because they have forgotten that they are slaves. Now, you see in this media cycle going toward election, Kamala Harris has been cosplaying. Candace Owens has took a deep dive into her lineage. But you see the likes of Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, and others who attack other Black Americans who have conservative views. They bring so much hostility and disrespect that it's problematic. Because why are you so hostile if somebody has a different political view than you? Why is it so imperative that Black Americans stay on a Democratic plantation? Now, we call it a Democratic plantation because the Democrats were the ones who fought to uphold slavery. The Democrats are the ones who upheld Jim Crow. The Democrats are the ones who created the KKK. The Democrats are the one who decided that they wanted to destroy the nuclear family. The Democrats are the ones who are now pushing late term termination of pregnancy, gender reassignment for children, open borders amalgamation, and are responsible for the inflation and economic decline in this country right now. Did you see what's going on in North Carolina? How them people are suffering, and in Georgia, and they give them a measly $750 because they've been giving all the resources to migrants who have come to this country illegal. But yet they still have these Black faces who attack other Black people. And you've seen it with Angela Ree from the Breakfast Club. You see it so much that they come out with so much hostility if you're a conservative, because they really like to defend their master because they want the crumbs from the table of the Democratic Party. They want to benefit over the rest of the suffering masses of people, and they just want to be elevated as if they're some type of leader. But when you actually watch them, you can see that they are puppets, that they are tools. They are no different than what you see going on in the entertainment business with the debauchery and Luciferian behavior. It's insane because it's Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch taught the slave masters to turn the women against the men against the women, the young against the old. He used different color shades of your skin because a house divided cannot stand. So what Willie Lynch's idea was, if we keep them divided, we can rule over them for hundreds of years. And you see, even Lyndon B. Johnson, when he signed the Civil Rights Act, he said, I will have these Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years because they have mastered the art of conquer and divide. And I want to show you in this clip how they use Black faces to attack other black people and to discredit other black people. Now, Byron Donalds has been on the Breakfast Club where they were totally disrespectful of him, especially Angela Ree, even in the face of the facts. So he goes on to CNN, and I want you to just take a look at this clip. This is for fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary. Watch this clip carefully and listen, and just pay attention to how the people in the room are so disrespectful of Byron Donalds. As calm as he may try to be, as much as he may try to introduce facts, they are shouting him down. They are being the Democratic attack dogs and Shills, and their sense of self-righteousness when they do it is only an indication of how brainwashed and how enslaved they are mentally to the Democrats. Check this out. It's for fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary. Check it out.
American carnage as voting gets underway across the country. And is he getting policy ideas from a B-list Hollywood movie? Well, that's because what he is saying sounds like it was ripped from the pages of The Purge. It's a movie franchise, but here it is.
Business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately.
Now I'm going to stop right there because you actually heard his statement. You actually heard what he said. Now watch how they twist it and use it to attack Byron Donalds.
One day of whatever you want, I guess.
She comes straight on and lies and says, one day of whatever you want. The man didn't say that. She just heard it. She just played the clip and totally misrepresented it. Boldly, just straight lied in your face. She just played the clip. You know, the Democrats, they are to the point that they will say anything to their base and their constituents. How can you allow them to just lie blatantly in your face? Don't believe your eyes and ears. Just listen to them. Follow the company now. You see how she just twisted his words. She's going to do it again. But all of this is to discredit a black man, Byron Donalds, because he's conservative and he supports Trump. Watch how they play it.
It is a literal movie plot, but real life policy?
Well, it's not policy. And this is red meat for the base because they don't ask questions about, well, how would you do this and how would this work? It's just red meat. And I think it works for the base. But it reminded me of The Purge first. And then it reminded me more of the Hunger Games, where the ruling class puts a bunch of people together every year and says, you guys kill each other, to show control and instill fear in an electorate, in the citizenry, if we're comparing movies. But this is real life. And this is the kind of thing that turns off the people.
I want you to see how respectful and quiet they are while she's talking. They're waiting patiently for her to stop and let them in. They're in control. They know how to behave. They know how to behave. But watch what happens when it comes time to talk to Byron Donalds.
He needs to win. People in swing states who are undecided, who want to hear policy solutions, not stuff like this.
I mean, but in all seriousness, Congressman, I mean, is he suggesting that cops can do whatever they want for a day and that will actually solve the problem?
No, he's not. And even the clip you just played, what's it, 5 seconds out of, for Donald Trump, an hour speech? I think a lot of times people say, oh, well, he said this. For 5 seconds, yes, he says things that are unscripted. He goes off the cuff. He's not serious. There's no policy behind that. But I think where the American people truly are is they at least want to hear what somebody is thinking full.
Watch that time over there, how he rolling his eyes. Now, here's where you get to see the disrespect. Here's where you get to see these slaves, these Toms, these sellouts. Here's where you get to see the viciousness of them and the brainwash Stockholm syndrome that they have for that Democratic plantation. You see how he rolling his eyes already? They can't wait to disrespect Byron Donalds. They were quiet the whole time the lady was talking. But when he bring out the facts and they get caught in their lies, it turns into pandemonium. Watch.
Throated versus Kamala Harris, who is completely scripted, like badly scripted.
I guess I wonder,
and there's nothing coming out of her.
What is the policy then? If it's not that, then what is actually the solution?
He wants to make sure that police are supported, so they're upholding the law. In every city in our country, I was in Duane Reade last night here in New York, just trying to get razor blades so I can get a fresh shave for today. I had to press the button for the attendant to come to open up the case just so I can get a pack of razor blades. That's what's going on in every major city of America. Americans are fed up with that kind of stuff. It happens because you do have a dereliction of support for law enforcement in too many cities in America. And so there's a major angst going on amongst the American people. Donald Trump said a comment for 5 seconds. That's not setting policy. That's revealing the angst of the American people.
Donald Trump has a history of saying inflammatory things. It's not just those 5 seconds, Congressman, and you know that. He has a history that goes back from the time when he first ran for office, and he's talked about telling people in his...
Now, if you've seen him before, look at his character. Look at his condescending ways. You know what I mean? The feminism that reeks out of him. He don't even know how to have a discussion with another black man. But he sat patiently while that lady was talking. But look at the contempt he has for Byron Donalds. Check it out.
Rallies to knock the crap out of him. He had a history, even when I was working here at CNN, he was telling people how CNN is the enemy of the people. And you know what? A guy named Caesar Sayak sent pipe bombs to this building, or not to the other building that CNN used to be in, and tried to kill people. Donald Trump says things that get people hurt. When he talked about liberating Michigan, what happened? Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, they tried to kidnap her. There's a plot to try to kidnap her. Every time he says something that's just 5 seconds, inflammatory statements like that. What happened when we have January 6th? It's because Donald Trump opened his big mouth and wouldn't shut up. And I wish at some point, Congressman, you would at least have the courage to stand up to your dear leader and tell him when he's doing wrong.
Are we going to
Don't just apologize for him.
Look how condescending he is, your leader. Donald Trump is running for president of the United States, which is a job that serves the interests of the people and the country. That's what it was created for. Not to be a king, not to be leadership or whatever. He knows this. He's chomping at the bit because he gets a chance to attack a conservative black man. In a form, he's gonna show an animus and attitude he would never show with Byron Donalds outside of this platform and outside of that setting. Look at his character, and you can see that he has no decorum when it comes to his attack on this man because he has a different view, because he's not on that Democratic plantation, because he doesn't want late termination of pregnancy, gender reassignment, inflation, open borders. He don't want any of the things that the Biden administration has been doing that has gotten this country to the brink of collapse. But watch his character.
Don't just apologize for him.
Are we going to talk about the rhetoric directed at Donald Trump? Because we do realize that he's been trying to kill.
Are you going to continue to try not to answer the question? So you're not going to answer what I just said?
Hang on 1 second. Let's talk about that. Let's actually talk about rhetoric, because here's what Trump supporters have been saying.
People hear this violent and dangerous rhetoric, and we're going to have a copycat. It's coming. And it's just unfortunate. Somebody's going to get killed.
I'd say that's pretty strong evidence that the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out. Somebody's going to get hurt by it.
It works when we see the liberal elite literally trying to take out a political opponent. Now, do they cause it? Absolutely. They contribute to it. They're complicit with it because of their words.
So according to those gentlemen there, saying that Trump is a threat to democracy is violent rhetoric, but Trump saying, let's just have one really violent day, that is not violent rhetoric?
No, he didn't say one.
It is bad to see this sister lie like that. She just played the clip. The word violence was never even mentioned in the clip. The word they was never even mentioned in the clip. She knows this. But if you call on that, I guess you would be racist or misogynist. But she is blatantly lying. She actually just played the clip. It reminds you of how Tim Walsh did the other night when asked, why did you say that you was in Hong Kong at Tiananmen Square when you weren't there? Oh, I'm a knucklehead at times. No, you are a liar. Let's keep it real. You're a liar. She's sitting there and she repeated it again. And when you see these people over here at CNN and NBC with Joy Reid, they lie blatantly. And people accept it. This is the Willie Lynch syndrome. These are bootlicks and Toms that are close to power in the Democratic Party who are gatekeepers and put over other black people to steer the vote, to alter the reality, to tell you don't believe your eyes and ears, listen to us. This is a slave mentality all day long, and they really show it when they're talking to another black person. Watch.
Violent day. That's not even what he said. Well, let's be honest about what he actually said.
Can we
play it again.
Trump
Play
again?
it again because he didn't even say that. But go ahead.
Can we play it again?
I want to hear it.
All these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. End immediately.
How is that not violent rhetoric?
We have to acknowledge the reality going on in every city in America.
Now she sees again, she done played it for the second time. So now she has to justify why she lied. How is that not violence? Because he never mentioned violence and he never mentioned day. People know that if you have an area in an urban setting where it's rampant with crime, once the authorities step down and constantly show a power and a control in the neighborhood, the criminals either have to shut up shop and move, or they be arrested. That's policing 101. They talking about defund the police, but who would that hurt? When somebody breaking into your mother's house or your daughter's house or whatever, and she can't call the police, then what? Y'all hate the police until y'all need them. That's ridiculous. But just what you seen, now she played the clip a second time. She has to redirect her argument and has to gloss over the fact that she lied and made a blatant misrepresentation of his statement. These are paid shills, allegedly, because the animus and the diehardness toward conservatism is unjustified. It's really unjustified because when you think about what's going on in this country, everybody should want Biden and Harris out of there. There is no reason that they should be caping for her and jumping out the window to protect those policies that have decimated the economy and the communities.
Not answering the question.
That is answering the question. Because the reality in America, hold on, Keith, the reality in America is that crime is massively up.
Crime is not massively up. That's a lie.
You're lying, Congressman.
Look at him. Crime is up in Detroit, Chicago, and all the major cities. They know this. The people in the cities know this. They see the news. They see what's going on in their communities. And they know it's being underreported in democratic cities. They're not reporting everything because they want to look good. This is election time. He knows this, but did you see how emotional he gets and how angry he is at Byron Donalds? Why is he that angry at Byron Donalds? Ask yourself that.
Lying.
We already know that there is
FBI just released data this week. The crime is going down.
You already know that
Oh my God! Why do you, Abby? Why do you let this man lie on your national
I'm not
television
lying.
like
I'm telling
this?
you that
This
exact
is not right.
You may not.
You're a liar.
You may not.
Congressman.
No, I'm
You're
not.
lying.
Because you're lying to the American people now.
You would let
And
me
so I want to be
talk,
respectful of what you're trying to say.
Hang on a second.
Go ahead.
You would just let me
Go ahead.
talk. I will explain exactly what you want me to explain. We have the data. The FBI literally put out data today showing that crime.
As a Black American, I am sick of these type of Toms and sellouts, acting as if they speak for the common man and they show all this emotional and feminine energy, can't even have a decent conversation with them because they're so attached to the Dixiecrats. They're so attached to the Clintons and Obamas and people who don't give a damn about them, a damn about the Black community. Obama lives in Chicago. Do you see the condition Chicago is in? He lives on the south side of Chicago. Well, not anymore. I think they're in Martha's Vineyard now. But everywhere they go, the people suffer. They charge your mentality up with all this hostile rhetoric while they pay for security. They probably spend a large part of their checks on private security while they stoke the fires of discontent in the communities and within, our culture, all to protect liars. Let's watch some more.
Is down this year for the first 6 months of the year, but look at the trend line. Okay, crime is down in all these different categories, and then there is a trend line that shows that crime is going down. So why do you continue to say that?
I do think, though, in some
I'll let you get in, but I do want the congressman to answer that.
If you look at crime rates in the United States since the pandemic to this current point, this current period in time, crime is up.
Okay,
over the years, crime is up. Violent crime is up. I'm looking right now. I'm looking right now.
Crime is on its way down. It has not returned to pre-pandemic levels yet, but it is trending down. That is a fact.
See how she's lying? It's on its way down. It's high. It went to the top. Now it's on its way down. Wait a minute. What? Because did nothing happen today? See, this is what you call tricknology. And it's bad when you see him so blatantly not being able to tell the temperature in the room. People are watching them. We are watching you actively try to sell out your community and sell your people out for crumbs, for position. Because this makes no sense.
I'm looking at your chart right now. 2021 is when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came into office. Look at that spike up in violent crime. What Donald Trump...
Do you see where it went after 2021?
Abby, this is important. This is important. But
I don't understand.
This is really important.
Crime is going down.
Put the chart back up. Put the chart back up.
Put it back up. Crime...
Look at where it's going. 2021, which is when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came into office in 2021.
Okay.
The trend line is up for violent crime in the United States of America.
And you know what?
That is an empirical fact.
I'm not going to sit here and let this man...
I just saw it for the first time. I just saw the chart.
I'm not going to sit here and let him lie on that.
No. Wait 1 second, because we have to... Hold on.
It's not silly when people...
We have to...
And I'm sorry, Abby.
Please.
Go ahead, of course.
We have to deal in facts here.
Thank you.
Okay? It's clear as day. The FBI put out statistics for the first half of this year.
Yeah.
The numbers, the trend lines are going down in all of those different categories: murders, rapes, robberies, property crime, aggravated assaults. For 2023, the trend line is going down. If you don't believe the FBI, independent people who look at these numbers say the same thing. There was a spike in crime during the pandemic. That is true. Nobody's disputing that. But the reality is that crime is going down. You don't have to twist the facts to make the case that people feel unsafe. Just say people feel unsafe.
I'm not even twisting the facts. You put up a chart. I just looked at the chart myself. The bottom line was from 2021. Well, what happened in 2021? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came into office. This is when Democrat politics...
Oh, they stopped it when they always find a way to stop it when the truth begins to come out. Come on here. Wow, it does that. whenever somebody starts telling the truth, I don't know, people. I don't know. You can see there's nothing wrong with the internet. Look over here. But at certain times, they mess with your podcast. They mess with your ability to get out a cohesive story. So I'll stop right here. You see what it is. These people, they are paid as Shills to blur the lines, to misquote and misrepresent the truth so that you blindly vote with your emotion. You don't think to vote based on what's in your best interest when you deal with them. And it's Willie Lynch. I think all of y'all should Google and look up Willie Lynch. And like I said, some people say, oh, it's a myth or whatever. But if you study history, you know that that is something else that the Democrats are trying to whitewash away from history. The fact that how they use other black people to mislead black people and support agendas and things that are against their natural interests. Think about that. She put the chart up, and he starts breaking the chart down, then they want to take the chart back down. Just like when he went on the Breakfast Club and he had receipts with Angela Ree. Now she doesn't want to talk about the details. It is my belief that these people are getting a lot of money to mislead. And when you look at their attack on conservatism, you would think that there's only black people in the vote. They need us so bad to vote for them and won't do anything to help our communities. And I'm gonna end on that note. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Support the nonprofit Detroit's Black Thought and Action Collective. The Cash App is in the description. As always, salute to all patriots. Like, share, and subscribe. This done thrown me off because when I look back here and you can see that there's nothing wrong with the internet, but the moment you get to showing and things get to coming out, something starts to happen. But we're gonna keep on posting. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.